I'm going to carry on making traditional food from the northeast. What I'm going to make here isn't actually a meal. It's basically a type of bread. It's called a Stottie Cake. It's like a big flat bread bun, but it's a special type of dough with a special texture. Anyway, I'm going to show you how I make it, or at least I'm going to have a go at making it. The first thing we need is 150 ml of milk. To that we'll add 100 ml of tepid water. To that we add 1 tablespoonful of sugar. Then the magic ingredient, some yeast. It's a 7-gram packet of yeast. That goes into there. We'll give this a good mix up and then cover it in cling film and allow it to rest for about half an hour, and the yeast and the sugar will start to react and it'll go nice and frothy. We've got it all mixed together. I'm using a wooden spoon, not a metal fork or anything. Cling film. I always have problems with cling film. It's not been friendly stuff with me. I just don't like it. It always seems to want to fight us. And Dave gets annoyed because when I put it back in the box it's always knotted together. Right, so we'll put that to one side and let that stand for roughly half an hour, and like I say, it'll become nice and frothy. Next thing we need is 16 ounces of strong white flour. Right, 16 ounces of strong white flour. That goes into a bowl. Right, next I want a teaspoon of salt. Teaspoon of salt, and you put that onto one side of the bowl of flour. Into the flour and salt we'll put a small drizzle of olive oil. The yeast and milk mix has become nice and frothy now. I'm going to mix this, it'll actually be 75 RPM. Slowly add the milk and yeast mixture. Right, I think now we can finish it off by hand. A little bit of flour on my board. And that's the dough I've just mixed. It's a lovely consistency, nice and elastic. I'm wearing gloves basically to keep the food clean, not my hands clean. There's nothing cleans your hands better than making bread, but some people don't like it. Anyway, joking apart, everything I use has been cleaned properly Right, that's well and truly mixed up. What we need to do now is prove it. That is to put it back in the bowl. Once again, covered with the dreaded cling film. Put it somewhere warm and it should rise. It should basically double in size as the yeast basically gives off its gas and expands the dough. So once again, we're on with the dreaded cling film. Once round that way, like that. Once round there. It'll take about 40 minutes for this to rise properly. It's not a fast process making bread. It's something you would do as you are doing other things in the kitchen. Originally Stottie cakes or Stotties were made just to use up any scrap dough that was left. Right, we're going to put that somewhere nice and warm and let it rise and prove itself. I think that should be a nice warm place to let the dough rise. Right, as you can see, the dough is now risen. It's virtually double in size, which is always a good sign. There's enough here to make probably 2 decent sized Stotties. We'll pull it in half and we'll form them into Stottie shape, which are basically a Stottie is about a foot in diameter and 1.5 inches thick. I'm going to make 2 small ones, 6-inch diameter, and squash these into shape. The flour just stops the dough sticking to the board. Right, then we'll let these rest for a further 30 minutes just to rise again before we cook them. I've got the oven on, preheating at 220 degrees. 220 degrees. Right, we'll leave them for half an hour or so and then we'll cook them. Right, once again the Stotties have rose slightly. We've normally got a hole in the centre, like that. Okay, these now go into a lightly oiled oven tray and they're cooked in the bottom of the oven at 220 degrees C for roughly 20 minutes. For a quick look, they're looking good. Right, I think these are nearly done now. We take it out. If you tap the bottom, you hear like a nice hollow sound. They're virtually cooked. Right, these Stottie cakes are now cooked. You can hear a nice hollow sound when you tap them. What I'm going to do is rub a little bit of margarine or a little bit of butter on top of them just to stop the top from drying out. And it also dry nice and shiny. The smell of these is absolutely amazing. So what you need is one of these, some nice boiled ham and some of the peas pudding we made last week, and that'll make a beautiful sandwich. Clean tea towel over the top. It pays you how to eat hot bread because it gives you indigestion. Unfortunately, I can't wait. We'll have a little bit of hot bread, just a little bit, with a little bit of proper butter on. This is probably really bad for you. Oh dear me. This is really naughty. Once again, it's time to say bon appetit, bonny lad.